Welcome in. In this video, we'll be trying to complete Resident Evil Outbreak on the very hard difficulty without using any weapons. Outbreak counts a weapon as anything that you can equip and do an equipped animation with. Even first aid sprays count if you equip and spray them. Therefore, we will be severely limited in our offensive capabilities, having to rely entirely on tackles, stomps, and any environmental sources of damage where possible. Because of this, we're going to be playing as one of, if not the most defensive character, Cindy, who has an excellent dodge move and can carry many healing items. We also will be trying to go through without using AI partners for an added layer of difficulty. This playthrough was done by Ware, the absolute legend, but is being narrated by Izumi, so keep in mind if I say that I did something in the run, I really mean Ware. Make sure you strap in, cause this will be a bumpy ride. But with all of that out of the way, why don't we find out? Can you beat Resident Evil Outbreak with no weapons or AI partners? Starting things off on Outbreak, we have to tackle this locked door until it opens so we can head up and grab the key with the blue tag. We use the key on this door and go further upstairs to get an alcohol bottle to solve a puzzle for the forklift key. Blazing onward toward the roof, we use the forklift and crawl our way out of the liquor room. More tackling ensues on this rooftop grate. It falls over and we head on down to the streets. Meeting up with Raymond, we help him out and create a barricade.
They're getting closer. We gotta go, now!
Then, being overrun by the Scissortails, we head into a back alley and Raymond takes the lead, shooting the lock on the other side with his shotgun while we distract.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
After getting through, we grabbed Raymond's lighter and burned the monsters. We eventually meet up with Dorian, another officer who offers us a ride.
I'm afraid you'll have to get out and continue on foot.
No, it can't be. So many.
Up on the footbridge, we brace ourselves to face the horde and trigger the explosives. We convince Harry to denounce his firearm-using ways, and then finish the level in style. The next level is below freezing point, where we begin by heading up a large staircase, grabbing a frozen wrench, unfreezing it, and then using it to get a valve handle. We open the way to the floor below, Solid Snake a couple of codes in,
He's just standing there, menacingly!
then proceed to grab the 2 V-Jolt ingredients. We decide to be stingy with our health and leave this guy to die. We use the V-Jolt on the big plant, we head on up to B5F and register our fingerprint in the computer room. After that, we get moth-napped on the way up, and then eventually we get the blowtorch. We begin the unfreezing process and wait for the turntable to go up.
A few minutes later.
This boss is fairly simple. We just need to use the train as it comes off a cooldown, and stomp on the boss when he can't do anything. Rinse and repeat. The Hive is next. We begin by dirtying our hands, picking up a mandatory handgun to trigger the Leech Man. Then, activate the elevator. Grab a couple of blood packs for later as well. We grab the key card from the first floor and head down to the elevator code room. There, we use a blood pack and input the code to allow the elevator to access the other floors. We quickly head down and grab the padlock key, getting damage plenty. Then head on down to the B2F to show the Leech Man a hot time. We use the key card, the second blood pack, and the padlock key before throwing down with the boss. The strat for the leech is really straightforward. You tackle until it goes underwater, dodge, and repeat.
If this is a sewer, then I should be able to follow it to the city limits. I'll keep walking, just focused on that hopeful thought. Otherwise, I'll probably be consumed by fear. I should go one step at a time.
And Hellfire has arrived. Many of you might have been looking forward to this level, wondering if it can even be done. We begin strong, flip a few switches, look at some art, and grab the gold key. We enter the passcode for the security office and head downstairs. We get the silver key, and then head out to do the power puzzle. We get the red jewel from the 3rd floor and open a way to the front lobby. Now, normally, the player is unable to damage the boss in Hellfire unarmed due to how the boss is positioned, namely on the ceiling. However, with the Izumi shuffle allowing you to go out of bounds on the Japanese version of File 1, you can hit the boss with a tackle. Unfortunately, even though this is the case, you are unable to kill the boss with no weapon. There's some kind of code in the game that doesn't allow tackles to drop this boss below 1 HP. So regrettably, the challenge, as stated, is failed here.
Oh shit, here we go again.
But what if we allowed partners? So we replayed the chapter, hoarding all the weaponry to give to the AI partner. Upon arriving at the boss, things started very smoothly. It quickly fell apart, though.
Hello there.
Only through determination, grit, and lots of attempts, Alyssa and Yoko brought down the red roadblock.
You made it. Get out. Hurry!
One masterpiece is enough.
The final level is upon us, a true masterpiece. George brings us to the university, where we fiddle with a clock to get a red gem.
What?
Then play this piano for a blue gem.
Really? What should I do?
When affixed with both gems, this moose head unlocks the secret room. Then we can take the elevator down to the pier to grab a keycard for the back door. We head down through some icky spiders to the B4F in order to fix the service elevator power in order to find the first of 3 reagents to synthesize the T-virus cure, the V poison. After acquiring it, we head back in and meet Thanatos. Shock him to collect his blood, the second reagent. Then we put the 2 of them in the incubator to free up inventory space before going to B2F so we can find the final reagent, if we can survive the gammas. We open a locked door, then head all the way around the pier once again to the back square. Head down. Grab the sealed reagent case and acquire the P-base. We head upstairs to slap the P-base into the incubator. Say goodnight to Greg the scientist. Open the lock. Cure ourselves of the T-virus and run away from the impending explosion.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
We dodge past the bees and enter the unloading passage. And you may think we're almost done, but this is where things really begin. Thanatos catches up to us, and he's evolved. Now, let me throw some numbers at you. A normal tackle does 10 damage to an enemy, and a stomp does 40 damage. Zombies on very hard usually have between 1,000 and 1,300 health, so it would take a short while to kill one unarmed. Thanatos has 2 phases. In the first phase, he has 3,000 health, and in the second, he has 6,500 health. Oh, but that's not all. Remember the damage numbers I just gave you? Well, I lied. That's only for normal enemies like zombies. Thanatos has 80% unarmed damage reduction. That means each tackle is only doing a grand whopping total of 2 damage, and stomps do a slightly more respectable 8 damage.
"15 minutes later."
Here comes a new challenge.
Thousands of tears later.
This fight, unedited, took almost an hour and a half if you only count the successful attempt. Overall, this run took a 13-minute run of Outbreak, first try, a 20-minute run of BFP, also first try, an 11-minute Hive run, also first try, followed by 3 hours of failed attempts and 3 hours of Out of Bounds boss theory crafting by Izumi, as well as the quote-unquote successful 22-minute attempt. And lastly, there was 14 hours of attempts on Decisions, followed by the successful attempt taking an hour and 45 minutes. That's a total time of 22 hours and 50 minutes spent to answer the simple question of can you beat Resident Evil Outbreak with no weapons on very hard?
It's finished at last. But I'm out of a job. Oh,
It's nothing.
don't be silly. You need to stop the bleeding. Yeah. There's any number of things I can do.
Can you beat Resident Evil Outbreak with no weapons on very hard? The answer is yes, but only if you use AI partners on Hellfire. Thank you guys all for watching and for getting to the end of the video. Big shout out to Izumi for writing the script and doing the voiceover. Be sure to check out his channel in the description, and be sure to have a great day, everybody.